Yo, what's up, my guy?
What's up, bro?
Man, just been enjoying these playoffs, as I'm sure you have as well.
Yes. We are here. We at the conference final stage, man. I'm excited.
Here
This
it
is the
is.
best part to me. You got four teams fighting for that chance to get in the NBA finals. And wouldn't you know, you remember the bubble year? Remember how everybody
Mm,
was kind of talking trash on the Lakers, saying they won the real championship?
you were one of
Man,
them.
I was for a little bit, but I'm gonna come back mainly because it was the Lakers, bro. If I could just be honest, mainly because
That's
it was
fair.
the Lakers. So
That's fair.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a hater, but you know what? That bubble championship is starting to look more and more legit because a healthy Nuggets team is back in the conference finals, who the Lakers went through in the bubble to get to the finals, and the Heat and the Celtics for the second year in a row are gonna play in the Eastern Conference Finals. And that Lakers team in 2020 beat the Heat, so to me, you guys got a legit championship. I won't hate anymore. I'm not going to be that guy anymore. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. So let's jump into it, man. My name is Corey Hilliard. The man next to me is Brandon Hill. We are the House Divided. If you've been here before, you know what it is. If it's your first time, Mikasa, Sukasa, B Hill, talk to him.
Guys, you already know what the house rules are here at the House Divided. If you're not already a part of this House Divided family, I'm just going to ask you one question. Why in the hell not? Hop down there. It's real easy. You hit that subscribe button. You tap the notification bell so you guys can be up to date on all our newest and latest content. Also, if you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, you go ahead, you smash the thumbs up button for us as well. That's going to help with the algorithm, get us out there on those platforms where more people are going to be able to view our content. And last but not least, guys, this is really what we want from y'all. Hop down there in those comment boxes. Good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent. We don't care one way or another here at the House Divided. So let's go ahead. Let's get these two series that we weren't as concerned with. Let's get those out the way real quick here, Corey.
All
You
right.
had the Nuggets versus the Suns. We were talking about it in the last show that we had. We thought that the Nuggets were going to come out and handle business in Game 6 in Phoenix. And that, my friend, is what they did. They absolutely handled their grown man business. They said, you guys are not deep enough. You're not good enough. You're not going to beat us. And they were just a better team. I mean, Jokic, once again, all in his bag. I mean, he dropped another triple double. I think that was like two in a row. I think he's had like three or four, which is like the first time that's happened in the playoffs since Wilt Chamberlain. So when you're getting mentioned in that type of air and that type of aura, you're doing something special over there. And I mean, you see Jamal Murray. He had a good game, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 4 of 7 from three. Again, I brought this up in the last show. Corey Contavious Caldwell Pope, my guy, 21 points, 7 of 11 from the field, and 2 of 5 from the three. He played gritty defense on Devin Booker. He didn't stop Devin Booker, but he played gritty defense. Now, in this game, he did hold Devin Booker to 12 points. So, and Kevin Durant he was off. I mean, they didn't have DeAndre Ayton. He was out. I mean, dude, to me, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like the Suns just threw the towel in this game and said, we just can't beat these guys.
It
Am
looked
I am
like
I
they gave
crazy?
up. It looked like
It,
they
it,
gave up, bro. It
it
was a
absolutely.
sad performance. DeAndre Ayton didn't even dress. Had some kind of a rib issue. Still no Chris Paul. The only dude that was out there looking like he really wanted to play was Campaign,
Yeah.
who dropped 31 out of nowhere. But you know what I mean? Here's the deal. Me and you both said that when Durant got traded there, that we didn't think that they were title contenders. We didn't take the cheese like everybody else did, and we were proven to be right. And you know what's sad is Monty Williams got fired today by the Phoenix Suns.
It's
Um,
tough. It's
you
tough.
know what I mean? And I don't think he deserved that. I just, you know,
Somebody got to take the fall. Somebody got to.
shit flows downhill, man.
That's how,
That's
that's
all
how
I'm
it works.
saying. So,
That's how it
so
works. I
the
mean,
owner's not going to fire himself, so he's got to blame somebody. But yep, it is
that,
what it is.
and I mean, honestly, man, I mean, I've alluded to this, and I believe you have as well. Man, I argue that they might not have been a little better with the pieces that they had before. I mean, they lost depth, man. They lost critical depth, and they lost we'll call it three wing defenders because they lost Crowder, not in that deal, but he was let go after that deal. And it's like those are three guys right there. Not only do they play good defense, but they're knocking the open shot down.
Yep.
And you're trading that. So let's I mean, you could consistently probably think that Mikal Bridges would have given you 20 to 25 on any given night. Am I crazy in thinking that maybe 15 to 20 with this team? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and then you got Cam Johnson that was coming off the bench. He was giving you a good 10 to 15, solid every night, playing great defense. And then you had Crowder, who was in a slump and kind of lost his way with the team. But come playoff time, Jamison Crowder is a known performer that can give you a solid 10 to 15 points. Do the math on that, Corey. They gave up way more points than what they got in return. And you got a Kevin Durant player that a lot of people don't look at it this way, but I do. He's not one of those guys that's going to change your franchise. You have to you have to have pieces around him, though. It has to work like what they had in Golden State. That was a nucleus, man. He's not one of he doesn't have to have 20, 30 shots a game to be effective. Usually he's a pretty efficient shooter. He wasn't so much in this series, but I just say all that to say that I think the Suns just gave up too much to get a 35 going on 36-year-old Kevin Durant, who's at the latter part of his career right now. I mean, what? He's got 2, maybe 3 years at tops.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I totally agree with that. He don't work out and take care of his body like LeBron does. LeBron's 38, and we're starting to see LeBron finally start to slow down, and he's dealing with injuries. So Kevin Durant has been dealing with injuries for the past 3 or 4 years. Dude can barely stay healthy. He's getting old, man. So he's probably got 2 years left. Like you said, they gave up a lot of key pieces to make that trade happen. And to me, it was fool's gold. So,
hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie, though. I love it. Good thing that it didn't happen. Good for him, because I just think that Kevin Durant's like one of the biggest snakes in the NBA, in my personal opinion, man. I don't know. I'm just tired of hearing from him, and he never does anything. It's like, dude, shut up, man. You had Kyrie, James Harden, and all them other pieces. You got what you wanted there. Before that, you got 2 little petty-ass rings with the Warriors that was just cheating. I don't know, man. To me, when you're that type of a player and you're that great, you should be able to lift your team over the top. I mean, he doesn't do that. Nope. So that's why I'll never have him in my top. He's not even in my top 10 overall all time.
No, never.
Not even close. Either. So
that's
where I'm at.
If you want to talk about his skill set and just pure skills, I mean, you can make that argument, but there's also accomplishments and what you do outside of running to a team that's just won 73 games. He didn't win anything before Steph Curry. He hadn't won anything after. So that disqualifies him from my top 10. But yeah.
There it is. And we'll get into it a little bit later. Steph Curry and him were better off with each other than without each other. We'll get into that here in just a little bit when we talk about the series I'm about to bring up. So, the Miami Heat against the New York Knicks, my guy. This was a barn burner. I thought the Knicks were probably going to steal one away. But even though it was this close, it seemed like the Heat just had an answer for everything that the Knicks were throwing at them, man. And R.J. Barrett, you got to go get in the gym, my guy. It's time for you to get in the gym. You need to work on your game. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful because I'm by no means an NBA player, but when you're a top pick like he was for the New York Knicks and you're playing for a franchise like the New York Knicks, I got to have a better performance from you for 32 minutes than 1 for 10 and 11 points. That's just it's unacceptable. I can't have that from, most would argue, your third best player. Most people might argue he's their second best player. And again, Julius Randle. Dude, what? I mean, I feel bad for Jalen Brunson because the dude laid it all out there on the line, and this is what your teammates give you.
Oh, man. What's bad is Julius Randle was an all-star this year. You know what I mean? Like, he was supposed to be one of the guys that put the team over the top, and he totally let down Jalen Brunson, bro.
Let him down. He really, really did, because Jalen Brunson, I mean, he played 48 minutes in Game 5 and played 45 minutes in this one, and he sat towards the end of it because I think he got in like a little foul trouble or something, if I'm not mistaken. But, I mean, dude, it's just, to me, that's an ultimate, I mean, disaster for the Knicks, man. They had a chance to be able to beat a Heat team that they were supposed to be favored in because the Heat were the number 8 squad. Now, let's get into what the Heat were talking about. Again, Jimmy Butler had a little bad shooting night, but what do great players do that are having a bad shooting night, Corey? They get to the
Take the
free
game
throw line.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Or they get to the free throw line, one or the other. I mean, the dude shot 11 free throws. He was 10 of 11. He had the game-sealing free throws at the end of that game. And the thing is, when Jimmy Butler steps up to the line, I don't question for a second that he's going to not make those free throws because he's usually cash money whenever it happens. Adebayo, I mean, if Adebayo can get you 23 and 9 and he can help Jimmy out, man, that's huge for them because they were winning most of these games with Adebayo just playing like a regular subpar player. You know what I mean? So I look at all that. You got that mixture coming in there. They're going to – we'll get into this here in a little bit, but they're going to give you guys all you can handle. What you say, Corey?
Look, I expected more from the Knicks. I agree with everything you said. Stephen A. Smith from ESPN came out and said they just need to trade Julius Randle. I don't know what you would get in return. I don't know anybody that's itching to go out there and get a left-handed player that doesn't have a right hand at all.
I still can't believe
bad
that.
body language. He looks like a sour dude out there. He doesn't look like a fun guy to play with or be a teammate of. It's just a bad attitude is what I see from him. So, I mean, shout out to the Heat. They got the job done. The 8 seed, they took out the 1 seed and they took out the 5 seed, and so, but to me, it's not really. I didn't favor the Knicks in that. I thought the Heat were going to win the series from the start. So,
I did too, but I just thought that the Knicks had a favorable situation to where they could have capitalized off of it. They could have played better than this, and they could have gotten a couple more games, but they didn't. It's neither here nor there. The Heat are on to the next round, so we'll see what happens from there. Anything else on this series before we hop in this next one?
Nope.
All right, man. I'm going to save yours. I'm going to give you your flowers after I get my flowers because my team made it to the conference finals before yours did. So let's go ahead and hop into this game right here, this series. I told everybody this thing was going 6, and that's what happened. I mean, LeBron James was absolutely in his bag. He was all the way 39 and 9. You know what I'm saying? 10 of 14. Anthony freaking Davis, 20 rebounds, 17 points, another couple blocks, 0 turnovers. You had Austin Reeves hitting half-court shots before the half. You got D'Angelo Russell that can make the other point guard have to work. I mean, dude, you got Rui Hachimura coming off the bench. You got Lonnie Walker. I mean, I love my team, as if anybody that watches this channel didn't already know that. But it's just, I look at all of these things, Corey, and it's like, you know what you're going to get from LeBron. For the most part, you know what you're going to get from Anthony Davis if he's right. But it can be any number of guys like a D'Angelo Russell, an Austin Reeves, a Rui Hachimura, a Lonnie Walker, you know what I'm saying, or Schroeder, that can go off or affect the game to be that other guy that gives them that punch. And I mean that's a very scary obstacle for a team to have to defend against or to try and figure out who's going to be that guy to have this night. So, and LeBron just killing another dynasty, man. Just knocking them out. Get on up out of here. Nice game by you, Steph. Bye-bye. I mean, the Warriors probably, this is the end of the Warriors as we've known them. If I had to guess, they're going to shake this thing up. Heard the GM might not be coming back either. So, hey, I got a package deal for him. Let us just get Steph from y'all. Come on over here. Come on with the king, and let's get some chips. You know what I'm saying? Let's stack some chips up. You feel me?
You're crazy, man. There's one thing Steph Curry is not when it
I
comes
know.
to LeBron James. He's not switching teams. LeBron
I know that.
moves from team to team to get rings. Steph has got all his rings in one spot, brother. He's got 4 with Golden State.
Hey now. Don't say he be flip-flopping.
I'm just telling you what it is. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
He won 2.
Come on, man. The dudes, he chased rings, and then when D-Wade got old, that's a whole nother episode.
No, I feel
All
you.
I'm saying is Steph's not going anywhere. We know that. I'd like to see if Draymond Green opts into his last year because it is.
Why would he not? Corey, he's getting paid
you know,
$27.5 million. He's not getting that anywhere else. Nowhere.
I know, but he's very egotistical, and he thinks he probably could.
He's not dumb, no.
He's not wanting the extension. He wants $200 million is what he wants. And I don't think he's going to get that from the Warriors. Then you got to think about what Klay Thompson has left in the tank. Did not look good this whole series. Had the 130-point game, but that was it. I just think that overall, y'all are the better team. You're more physical, bigger. Steph Curry didn't have a great shooting series. I just talked about how poor Klay was shooting the ball. Wiggins was hit or miss.
Jordan Poole, trash.
That's the worst contract in basketball.
Trash.
The worst contract in basketball.
I don't mean trash because I don't want to call an NBA player trash, but trash.
Pretty bad. As far as NBA standards, trash, yeah. So, yeah, that dynasty is probably over, man. And then
it's got to be.
Austin Reeves, good grief, man. That dude came out of nowhere. And then Lonnie Walker putting him back in the lineup. I think your coach pushed all the right buttons in this series. I really did. Great job by Darvin Ham. Shout out to Darvin Ham for making that adjustment that he did ahead of Game 6 with that lineup change. That was huge. Because as much as Jared Vanderbilt gives us on the defensive end and gives us in the rebounding and everything else, he's just a big liability offensively. You know what I'm saying? They're able to kind of pack the paint in a little bit more with him there because they're not worried about him shooting a perimeter jumper. They're just not. So taking him off of the floor and putting Schroeder in that position to have Schroeder, D'Angelo Russell, and Austin Reeves, and then LeBron and AD holding down the paint, I anticipate that that's going to be the lineup moving forward. I don't know. It might be a little different series with the Nuggets coming up here, but we'll jump into that here in just a little bit. But man, I'm super excited. I'm ready. Let's go. Western Conference Finals. Here we come. Now let's talk about it's time for my guy to get his flowers over here. Then Boston Celtics, my guy. That man right there. I'm not going to talk no more. I'm going to let you take this one, Corey. Go ahead. Hop into it, brother. I cannot be. It's like a movie, man. From what happened in Game 6, starting 1-14, 4 minutes from the season being over, down 2 points with about 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. It looked like the season was coming to an end. And think about what Tatum was going through at that point in that game. He's having the worst game of his career.
Yep.
He just had a bad finals last year. You know what I mean? So he was going to have to wear this all off season. People are going to call him a fraud, overrated. Mind you, he swept Kevin Durant last year. He beat Giannis, who's the defending champion, in the second round, and then beat playoff Jimmy last year in 7 games, in Game 7 in Miami, but had a bad finals to a historic Warriors team. But everybody was ready to write him off after this game, and the dude went berserk. 4 straight threes, went berserk, scored more points than the Sixers did in that fourth quarter. And then what does he do for an encore in Game 7? The dude goes nuclear. 51 points, B. 51 points in the TD Garden to blow out the 76ers, who had a 3-2 lead. Doc Rivers blows another 3-2 lead, sends the MVP home. It was just a beautiful thing to watch, man. I was so happy for him because he's a very humble dude. And the hate he was getting lately is just not fair to me, but it was warranted.
Hey, I don't mean to cut you off real quick, and then you can continue your point. You have to point this out, though. 51 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and goose egg on the turnovers. He did not turn the ball over.
Which is this is Achilles' heel. That's what gets him in trouble. Turnovers.
Yep.
So that's a great point by you. So I have nothing else to say, man, other than vindication for my boy Jason Tatum and my Celtics. Beautiful game by him. Al Horford put the clamps on the Embiid today. I thought Jaylen Brown, him hyping up the crowd, that the turning point of the game was the flagrant foul that James Harden got, and James Harden played like absolute trash today. Oh my God!
There he is.
6 turnovers.
There he is.
You know who he is.
He is. He showed you. He showed you. He showed you again. I don't want to hear it no more from anybody out there. James Harden, when it comes playoff time, he will show you who he is when it matters the most. He's just gonna. He's a choke artist, man. That's just what he is. I'm not knocking the guy. Some guys are just not meant for the big moment, and he's one of those guys. He's just not meant for it. Now, granted,
like the bright lights.
I was gonna say though that last game and everything, and after that last game, towards the end, whenever he went on that little hot streak, Jason Tatum, man, he needs to keep this up though. You can't when you're the type of player that he is, superstar level, all team first NBA, all that kind of stuff in the MVP conversation, leading scorer, da 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 da. You have to perform in those big type of moments. And another thing, if you're gonna rock the Kobe Bryant arm sleeve, the wristband, if you're gonna rock that, you better not come up looking like trash in the finals again. If you make the finals, we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But you can't do that. You just can't. You know what I mean?
I think he learned his lesson last year in the finals. I think it humbled him, and he came back and had a great year this year. But it was starting to show in the series because he was very up and down. And I think the fourth quarter bled into that this game 7. And I think he's got his swagger back. I think he went into a little bit of a slump. And let's just be honest. Like I said, this was a 7-game series before this series started.
You did.
Prediction show.
You
I said
did.
It was going to go 7.
Did.
So this was not an easy team to beat, man. They have the MVP on their team. And so it was one of the best defensive teams too. So they gave him fits defensively. So
I mean, hey, I'm not going to let Joel off the hook on this one though, man. 5 of 18, 15 points, and you're the damn MVP. Are you serious? Yeah. Are you serious? Not a good look at all. And I'm sure nobody's crucifying him that hard. If this was LeBron James, he'd get freaking destroyed. If something like that. In a game 7, come on, man. After you already choked away the number 6, you had 2 chances to close this team out, and you didn't even come close in the last game. That's unacceptable. And again, Doc Rivers, if Monty Williams got fired, Doc's got to go too. How many times Doc done this? How many times has he done this? Let's just be real. I mean,
I know all about it, man. God. Some of that happened when he was coaching my team. I mean, you talk about the 3-2 lead against the Lakers in 2010 in the finals.
Yeah,
we lost that one.
Then go to the
3-2 lead against the Heat when LeBron goes in there and gets 45, and they beat us in Game 7 back in Miami. So those are the 2 that hurt to me.
Hey, don't give it away though. He had some losses with the Clippers too. That he gave up 3-1 leads. He freaking
in the bubble.
Trash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You got one chip in 2008.
I was about to say, you can only ride that for so long, bro.
Right.
You can only ride that chip for so long.
Frank Vogel has a chip.
And they fired him after 3 years.
And I digress. Oh, they had to fire him.
How long did it take for him to get fired? 2 years?
He was only there for 2 seasons. No, 3 years.
The
3, because he was in 2020, 21, and then he coached the 2022 season, the first season with Russell Westbrook, and we didn't even make the playoffs, so got him up out of there. Which, hey, Darvin Ham looking like a hell of a hire right now. I'm just saying.
Oh, looking real good.
So, there it is. He seems like one of those player coaches, but he also seems like one of those coaches that'll get up in somebody's grill and let them know when they're messing up. So, and I was nervous about you guys whenever you lost Udoka, Ime Udoka. I thought that was going to be an absolute down killer because a lot of people don't give coaches enough credit than what they should get. I mean, they're not out there playing the game, but man, you got to have a positive voice in that locker room. And sometimes when a team's just clicking with a certain coach, it can kind of fall off tracks when you don't get the right guy in there. So shout out to the coach that you guys got now. And shout out to Brad Stevens, man, because you guys have literally, you didn't make trades. You didn't do any of that. You guys literally built your team from the ground up, man. This is draft picks, everything else. So kudos to you guys. Welcome to the Eastern Conference Finals. So as we get into that, let's go ahead. Let's jump into this Eastern Conference Finals, Corey, because it's going to be a hell of a series. It's going to be a hell of a series. Wednesday night, this game on TNT at 7:30 p.m. You knew the Miami Heat. You know who wants y'all so bad. You know that. You know they do. They know you guys. You know them. There's no hidden stuff in this series. I mean, there's not much game planning that's going to have to be done because you can throw game plans out in this series, in my opinion. It's going to come down to, can Jason Tatum outplay Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
And he did it last year. You did it last year. So this is just a rematch as far as, and did that go 7 last year?
It went 7, and Jimmy Butler missed a 3-point attempt, down 2 points with about 20 seconds left.
That's right.
Game 7.
That's right.
And so we wound up winning by 4 points, I believe. But good grief. They got us in 2020. We came back and got them in 2022. This will be the third time we played them in 4 years in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's gonna go 7 again. It's gonna go 7. We're both gonna win on each other's home floor. There's gonna be some swings and valleys in the series. It's gonna go 7, man, and I'm gonna be sweating it out the whole time. I have a lot of respect for this Heat team. I got a hell of a lot of respect for Jimmy Butler. If Bam Adebayo, to me, is an X factor for that team because he didn't have a great series last year. If he gives 23 a night, we're in trouble.
Kyle Lowry
23 a night, and Kyle Lowry, well, he's coming off the bench now,
but he's that's big for them because they have to have that bench scoring. But go ahead, continue.
And Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, and Caleb Martin, those 3 guys, if they're hitting their threes, we are in a world of trouble.
And Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson
too. Yep.
Now, so could they get Hero back? I haven't heard anything on that. I heard there was like a possibility.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember if it was a conference. I get it, but I mean, it damn sure wouldn't hurt to have him back.
That's true, but you got to work off Russ. He's a streaky player as it was anyway. Being fully healthy.
Right.
I'd be worried about trying to put him back in the rotation.
Oh, I'm not just bring him off the bench. You can pull him in there and bring him off the bench. You're not going to mess up what you got going with the starting 5. I'm not saying that. But this is going to be, I mean, when you're talking about, I said this, I believe, whenever y'all's last series started with the 76ers. I said whoever comes out of this series is going to win the East. And to me, Robert Williams is not going to be much of a factor in this series for you guys. I think Al Horford's going to be a much bigger factor because he kind of you guys are going to have more shooting on the floor against the Miami Heat. Yeah. And you don't necessarily need Robert Williams against Bam Adebayo because the Heat aren't necessarily a big team and they're not a great rebounding team, so you don't really have to worry. Al Horford can get you 10 to 15 rebounds a game against this Heat team. I really believe that.
I agree.
And I believe whenever you have Al Horford on the floor, I don't know who you start in the position. Who is that? I know Marcus Smart starts for you guys, Jaylen Brown, and then Tatum. Will they bring Brogdon?
Usually Derek White. Derek White's the other guard that starts when we have Robert Williams coming off the bench.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, to me, that's your recipe in this one. I don't got this one going 7, Corey. I got y'all winning this in 6. I really do. Just because I believe that y'all are the better team. I mean, the Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, with the hurt Giannis the whole entire series. We'll say whatever. And then they beat the New York Knicks with Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett playing like absolute dog, you know what, the whole series.
Yeah.
So now you're coming up into a Boston series against a Boston Celtics team who just got out of a tough series against the 76ers. The Heat are not the 76ers, and the Heat are not the Boston Celtics, and the Knicks ain't the Celtics, and the Bucks are not the Celtics. They're just not. Maybe healthy, I probably would have picked the Bucks, and I think the Bucks might have gotten the Heat with a healthy Giannis. He wasn't healthy at all in that series. So to point all of those things out, I'm just weighing out all that stuff. Again, it just comes down to, man, in these playoffs, Who has the better duo? You guys do. By far. It's not even close. Now, granted, some people might argue that the Miami Heat have the best player, although Jason Tatum dropping 51 in that last game just kind of let him know, like, hey, let's pump the brakes on that for a second.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Butler's right there, and he's definitely not somebody you want to mess around with. You guys got to come out. You have to win your first 2 games at home. You have to. You cannot lose a game at home, and then you have to go to Miami and steal one from them. That gets you up to 3-1, and you know what I mean. You're going to close down Miami in 6. That's how I see this one going, Corey. That's just how I see
like
it.
that. I like that recipe. I don't think it'll happen. But God, I'd love to win our first 2 and still win in Miami and come back to Boston 3-1. I think that would be awesome.
That's how it'll happen.
That would be beautiful. I would love that. I would be so, man, I'd be so happy.
Well, get ready.
I think we're gonna split in one of the first 2. I think they'll get one in Boston, and I think we'll come back and get one in Miami. I think it'll be 2-2 coming back in Game 5. It's just the Heat, man. They play us good. They're tough. They know us. We know them. Like you said, there's some secrets. It's going to be hard.
I'm just going to have a little bit more faith in a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown. Then the only guy I can literally trust on their whole entire team is Jimmy Butler. It's literally the only guy.
That's true.
So, and you guys got Marcus Smart that can absolutely bug him. I'm not saying he's going to shut him down because Jimmy's going to get his. He's just one of those kind of guys. But Marcus Smart can play tough defense on him. None of your guys have to guard. I mean, Jimmy Butler's probably either going to have to guard Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum on the other end. So that's going to make him work even harder there. So just those factors, when you factor all that in, you guys are just a better overall team. And I think that the pickup of Malcolm Brogdon is going to play out very big for you guys in this series. I think that's going to be absolutely huge. Me personally, and I might call me crazy because you're the Celtics fan. I'm not. I'd start Brogdon over. I'd bring Marcus Smart off the bench if it were me. If that were my team. I'm starting Brogdon at the point just because I think he's a better overall point guard, and I think whenever he's in the game, your offense just flows.
Just flows better.
Because he's able to get Jason Tatum over there, get him a nice little look, get Jaylen Brown involved, get Al Horford in there. I mean, it just flows like that. To me, Marcus Smart is more of he's a gritty defensive guy, and he's going to go down there and jack up a 3 if he's got it. Brogdon will pass up his shot for a better shot. It's just my opinion.
I totally agree. It won't ever happen because Marcus is the elder statesman of the team.
Right.
He's the longest tenured Celtic right now on that team. Nobody's been in Boston longer than he has. And I don't think Joe Mazzulla will pull that trigger, but I totally agree with you. I'm happy when Brogdon comes in for him. I'm like, yes, the offense is going to work better. So we're in agreement there, but it'll never happen because he's our seniority. He is the captain of the team, so it is what it is.
It'll happen if he plays a terrible game and Brogdon comes out there and keeps balling. You watch. There'll be some adjustments to get made. Definitely will.
Mazzulla, he'll shake it up if he needs to.
Well, we'll see. But he hadn't had to yet. You guys have won. You're in the conference finals, so everything's status quo. All right, man.
Hey.
Here we are. Lakers, Nuggets.
Can I just say this real quick?
You go right ahead.
I really did not see y'all getting to this point.
No.
6 weeks ago, I didn't see it. I didn't see it 6 weeks ago.
No, because you thought I was crazy as hell when I said the Lakers are going to win the West.
I have it written down still. I forget. It's in my notepad.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Circle it for me, too, while you're at it.
You're right. If y'all pull this off, you would be absolutely right.
I'm not right yet.
Hey, open it up. Let's talk about it.
We got a monster to deal with over there in the Rocky Mountains. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely concerned about a Nikola Jokic. Don't get me wrong. But we have something for that I don't think he's had to face yet. He has not faced an Anthony Davis in this playoffs yet. Not even close. Not even in the same stratosphere. To me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Corey, when he's right, he's been one of the most dominating forces overall in these NBA playoffs, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
As far as what he means for his team. When Anthony Davis plays well, plays hard, the Lakers typically win the game. You see what I mean? Because LeBron, at this stage in his career, he's kind of picking and choosing his moments. He's just ultimately he's filling the game out. Now, the last two games against the Warriors, I don't know if you noticed, maybe the last three, LeBron kind of started handling the ball a little bit more. He was like, all right, D'Lo, all right, Austin Reed, hey, it's daddy's time now. It's my time to hold on to this basketball. And when he does that, I think that that's the absolute best thing for us, in my opinion. He sometimes does get a little bit passive, and I know why he does it. He's 38, he's in year 20. He can't do every damn thing because, to be honest, man, in that game 6 against the Warriors, that was a vintage LeBron James performance. He was blocking shots, playing great defense. He was getting down the other side of the court. He was driving it to the bucket. I mean, and another thing, LeBron's been hitting his free throws. Like,
yes,
he's been doing, he can't buy a damn basket from 3, but my gosh, he has been hitting his free throws. But when you look at this, Corey, you got your 2, right, for each team. You got Jamal Murray and Jokic, and you got LeBron and Anthony Davis. Come on now. That's LeBron and AD are the much better duo. Now, most people might argue with me that Jokic is the overall best player in this series. I don't think he is. I just don't, man. I'm just a guy he's very talented on offense, and you have to worry about everything that he can throw at you, man. But I just can't respect somebody that don't play defense as well as he does. You know what I mean? He just doesn't. If you make him work on the defensive end, it takes away from him on the offensive side of the ball. And I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When I'm getting into all of this, you got those 2 players, and then look at the role players, Corey. Look at them. You got Austin Reeves, you got Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Come on now. You see what I'm saying? You got Michael Porter Jr., or you got D'Angelo Russell. Or you got Schroeder, or you.
As far as shot making, I understand
D'Lo can create, but we got more guys that can create, as opposed to those guys are built around a Jokic that need. The only other guy on the Denver Nuggets that can create his own shot is Jamal Murray. That's the only other guy. Everybody else, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon from time to time, those are spot up guys. They need Jokic to get them their shots in their spots to hit their shot. They need things to happen to get their shot. D'Angelo Russell can get his own shot. Austin Reeves can get his own shot. Dennis Schroeder can drive to the bucket. Rui Hachimura has proven to be able to get his own shot. Now, granted, he gets set up a lot by LeBron, but when you're looking at all this, Lakers in 6. I said it. There it is. That's what's going to happen. Lakers in 6.
Look, you bring up an interesting point about those guys needing Jokic to get them their shots. I think Jokic obviously is the best passing big man in the league without a doubt.
By far.
So, and he does that really good. So, yeah, do they need him to do that? Yeah. Does he do it really good? Does he do it? Yeah. That offense is a beauty. It's a beauty to watch sometimes, man. The way Jokic controls that offense and the way he dictates the pace. I see what you're saying there. Defensively, if you're looking at the big man matchup, it's the premier matchup, right? AD versus Jokic.
It is.
Jokic to me is a better skilled offensive player. AD the better skilled defensive player. So what happens? Is Jokic going to be able to play any defense? Probably not. I think it's more of a team effort. They might throw different bodies at AD. So we'll see where that goes. I'm really worried about LeBron probably pushing it too hard. Like you're saying, he's picking his spots. Is he going to be able to hold up? Because now we're getting deep into this thing, man. We're getting deep into the playoffs. And he's only going to get more and more tired, and that ankle is going to need surgery. I'd be worried about that. But the thing you guys have on your side is experience. And those 2 guys have a ring, and Jokic don't. If I were picking this series, I'd say Lakers and I want to say 7, but I'm gonna say 6.
We ain't going 7 games.
I think it's.
We're
I
not.
think it's 6.
We're gonna
I
win
agree
either
with you.
game one. We're gonna win game 1 or game 2. We're gonna win both our games in the crypt because we're just not losing in the crypt this season. We're gonna come back because my team's afraid of prosperity, like always, and they're gonna blow the game in game 5 to be able to close them out in 4-1. And they're gonna come back and bust them up in game 6 like they've been doing. It's been a recipe this whole playoffs. It just has. But
I think the recipe for y'all, what's gonna beat the Nuggets, is Reeves, Lonnie Walker getting his confidence back, and Schroeder. I think
absolutely,
those 3 players right there, the Nuggets have no answer for those 3 players.
And LeBron.
Bruce Brown,
LeBron. They don't have an answer for LeBron either, Corey.
Yeah.
They don't. You know what you're going to see a lot of? You're going to see the ball in LeBron's hands a lot. And guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a lot of pick and roll action. Because guess what? Jokic ain't switching on the LeBron off of an AD pick and roll. He's not. So pick your poison. Come on. You see what I'm saying? With the Warriors, there was a lot of switching action on defense. They were switching to this guy or switching. That ain't going to happen with them because the Denver Nuggets, they know I hope they do put Jokic on LeBron in a pick and roll. I hope they do because you know what's going to happen? LeBron's going to read the hell out of AD. He's going to take him to the bucket or he's going to toss it up and lob it to AD. So I'm just, man, I just don't. I think the Nuggets
have real issues to figure out how to defend
you
guys. They do have real issues.
I bet they were hoping that the Warriors would have gotten us because the Nuggets don't match up well with us. They match up way better with the Warriors than what they would have with us. Because Jokic is thinking, damn, I got to earn my MVP now. That's what he's thinking. Because he's had it easy. He ain't had to play no damn big man that's worth anything. So, come on. The only one, Karl Anthony Towns, he's okay. He's not an Anthony Davis, though. So
I agree. I agree.
That's what's
but here's the funny thing about this: the Vegas odds. This is crazy.
They're for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Oh, they're for the Nuggets. I love it.
That's crazy to me because you guys were just odds on favorite to win it about 2 days ago. I don't know what changed.
But it's been our freaking mantra this whole playoffs, Corey.
It really has. You guys.
Vegas has been against us every single. No, we weren't favored. Not even close in that series. Vegas thought we was getting smoked in like 5 or 6. Nah. I just got back from Vegas not too long ago. They're not on the right state of mind over there in Vegas right now. They're a little messed up. They just don't want to see Brian get this 5th one, man. They just don't. Nobody wants to see it.
So you think it's just a lot of hate?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And people are gonna go bet on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking that. I'm taking that bet. Give me the Lakers in that one.
You can get them on the money line for plus 184 on FanDuel.
If we didn't live in Oklahoma, I would do that.
You can do FanDuel in Oklahoma.
You can do the betting lines and all that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I mean, I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying it's available to anybody who's watching.
No, I'm with you.
You can definitely get on there. They're plus. This is crazy to me. I just don't see how they're not.
Because they've been the number 1 seed in the West all season. They've been the more consistent back. They're looking at this as a Lakers 7 seed, which they're not a 7 seed. They're not, but that's how they're looking at it. They're looking at it from the Lakers were 44-39 in the regular season. But when you look in the regular season, all the games that we played, we didn't one time have AD and Bron. And they hadn't played us since after the trade deadline. So you can throw the 4 games in the regular season, you just throw them right out the window. Doesn't mean nothing. It means absolutely nothing. So, now one thing that I will point out, and then we can go ahead and hop up off this thing. In that bubble, we had a Dwight Howard and a JaVale McGee to be able to disrupt a Jokic. We did have that. That's going to be big not having that. I think AD's up for the challenge, though, because he's on a mission right now. I just see it. You know what I mean? He got hit in the temple by Looney and knocked him right or something. I don't know. But the way he was just going up for those boards against the Warriors, man, I mean, and Jokic can rebound, but is he a better rebounder than Looney? No.
think so.
You know what I mean? He's going to get you 10 to
can't
15.
jump.
That's what I'm saying.
He
That's what
can't
I'm
jump
saying.
At all. He's probably the most
I-
unathletic big man in the league for sure.
I'm just, hey, man. Now, granted, the only thing that makes me nervous, it always makes me nervous going up there to Denver in that altitude.
Too, yeah.
That's even been ever since damn Carmelo Anthony was with them whenever they were playing my Lakers back in the day, and they were always a tough team. Him, J.R. Smith, all them boys. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be a good series.
Look, I'll say this about AD and LeBron right now. I think they smell blood.
Oh yeah.
I think if you put some true serum in them about 2 months ago, they didn't think that this was probably a possibility. But now that it's here and they've tasted the champagne before in 2020, they see it feeling again.
No, they see it.
They see the light at the end of the tunnel.
And I mean, hey, you want to talk about a legacy, Corey?
Getting 2 chips in LA.
Not only that, but starting the season 2-10.
Yeah.
Having like a 0.1 something crazy percentage chance to make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And they're sitting here in the Western Conference Finals. I'm just saying. And if he can close this thing off and it goes based off our predictions, so you got a Lakers Celtics. Not only that, but if you were to close this thing out against the Celtics and get number 18 for the Lakers, my guy.
That's not going to happen.
Hey.
That's not going to happen, B.
Hey.
You can dream, though. You can dream. Dream on.
It would just be such vindication for how y'all cheated us during the regular season, man. Cheaters.
Oh, both times we beat y'all?
Cheaters. Y'all cheated, man. Cheated.
We didn't cheat. We don't own the refs, bro. People think we own the refs.
I think you do. In Boston, you do.
We don't call fouls on ourselves. I mean, shoot, the refs call those things.
Hey, they just need to let Scott Foster and his crew ref every single damn game in the NBA Finals because they let them play. You can smack guys in the head and everything else, and they won't call a thing. I love it.
They weren't calling nothing today. Scott Foster was a ref. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Ugh.
That's what I'm saying. They don't. The game they let it be kind of more physical, which in my opinion, that's what you should do in the NBA playoffs. This shouldn't be easy. Guys, now I'm not saying they should be able to hit each other in the head and do things that are crazy and get people injured, but you need to let them roughen up each other a little bit and let it know who's the alpha dog. Because this is the grit and grime right here. This is the Final Four in the NBA. So, and my last point, 7:30, my guy. Okay. 7:30. Hey, we're not gonna have them late nights anymore recording during these. I think all the games start around 7:30. Man, them 9 o'clock ones was wicked.
Rough.
Yeah, they were rough. Trust me. But being a Lakers fan, I'm kind of used to it. The Big Three era in the NBA is over.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
It's over. It's over. The recipe.
It's all about big twos now.
It really is. Big twos.
And a strong supporting cast. Because when you get a big three, your supporting cast looks like what the Phoenix Suns did. Preach.
That's what happens. When we had our so-called big three with LeBron, AD, I can't even believe I'm about to say he was part of a big three, but Russell Westbrook, you see what I'm saying? You got those 3 major contracts. You got a bunch of veteran minimum guys that you're hoping 1 or 2 of them pop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, recipe for success is having 2 max players, 2 superstar caliber players, which is, if you can look at it right now, that's what all 4 teams have. You might say Adebayo's a star on the fringe of being a superstar if he can become elite in these playoffs. If he can do something against the Celtics and maybe win a finals, I'll probably start looking at Bam Adebayo a little differently. But Lakers, you got AD, LeBron. You guys, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and then Jamal Murray and Jokic. And what do all of those teams have around those core players? They got a nucleus, man. They got a nucleus. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Brooklyn Nets. Why you think that never worked out? When they ran into a Milwaukee Bucks or they ran into y'all. Depth. You have to have guys that can come off the bench and give you a consistent 10 to 15 points. You have to have a couple of those guys. You just do. If you don't, you're going to be going home in the first or second round. That's just how it works. Yeah. So that was my last point.
I totally agree. Instead of having 3 max players, you take that third max contract, spread it out, get some B-level players, some B minuses, and have a better chance of having a better overall team as opposed to throwing all your eggs in one basket.
Absolutely.
With a third so-called superstar, because usually that third guy is not. It's not going to be happy. You look at Kevin Love, Kyrie, LeBron. Kevin Love was the third wheel, didn't get the shots. Chris Bosh, D-Wade, LeBron. Chris Bosh was never truly happy because he didn't get the shots that he wanted.
But those still work, though. Third wheel. But those still work, though, to a point, because that third guy wasn't like a superstar. I'm talking as far as like when you have to have another max level player. Mm-hmm. That doesn't want to take less money, because on that Miami Heat team, those guys took some less money so that they could have a little bit more pieces. That's why they won. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure somebody on your Celtics squad, you guys were actually the ones to create the big three. Y'all created this thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm just one of those. I've liked having my team with 2 superstars and a bunch of good complementary role players. It's just my recipe for success.
I got you. I understand. I like it. I think that's always trending. It should be.
It's where it's at, man. Especially with the way the cap salary, everything is, or cap room and all that. You got to be able to build these rosters out. You're just not going to be able to get a bunch of vet minimum guys with 3 max players. It's just not going to work out very well for you.
Yeah, those days are over.
They just are.
Miami was like the last team to be able to pull that off when they went and got like Shane Battier, Mike Miller, and all those guys on 1-year contracts.
They were, and I mean, I guess Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker, but they weren't like superstar max players. Right. Tim Duncan was, but I don't look at Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker as like max superstar game franchise changing players.
Right.
I just don't. I think they worked, and you had Greg Popovich. And enough of them, though. They're dead and gone. I'm glad. I hated them. Hated them almost as much as I hate you guys, man, because them Spurs hurt a lot of my chances. I'll tell you what. Yeah. Like Kobe said, he would have had 10 if it wasn't for them Spurs.
Spurs, yeah, he really would have.
Yeah. Yep. But hey, I digress. It is what it is. But hey, I do want to hear from you guys. Hop down there in those comments. Me and Corey got this Lakers-Celtics NBA Finals. We got it on our head. Do y'all agree with us? Yes or no? Hop down there. Tell us about it. Also, shout out to y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you guys can be up to date. This was the House Divided episode. You guys are going to be hearing from us with these Western Conference and Eastern Conference playoffs starting off. So, as always, we sign on into this thing tonight. We're going to sign on out. Peace. That was a good one, bro. That was a good one, bro.
Good show.
You there?
Oh, man, you're frozen. Did you leave?
That was a good one, bro. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was saying good show. That was really good.
Yeah. Man, did you see this shit? Our fucking last show, bro, was up to damn 28 views.
Come on.
Bro, what? I love it. Now we just need to get to 70 subscribers. I forgot to mention that. We're 1 away from 70, dog.
We're 1 away from 70?
We're at 69.
We start doing shorts, bro. That's where it is. I think Anna's right, man. We really need to bust these shorts out somehow.
Well, you should see, like today, you should have gotten on your phone, recorded a short of your Celtics winning, like being hyped, like, yeah, let's go, Celtics. Like, just stuff like that. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start doing that myself, because you can literally hop on your phone. I don't think we should do shorts of our show. I think we should do our own, like, personal shorts.
on the phones.
Because that one that me and Anna at the damn stadium, like not doing anything, 58 views, 56. So, like things like that, getting more like personal, like get your kids on there excited about something. You know what I mean? Get your family in there to where we can start letting these people know we are the house divided. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, all right. I think that's what we should start doing.
All right, when the Celtics play, man, just text me like, Corey, just do a short right now.
I got you.
I'll forget.
And even whenever you're sitting there, Corey, and like they do a replay of a good play, right, or something that happened, like Jason Tatum made a big time 3 in a big time moment, right? Pause that shit because you got Hulu Live. Pause the shit.
Pause it.
Get it on there. Record your TV. Yeah. Showing that play. Literally, that's all you would have to do. Like just post that. You know what I mean? Okay. Things like that. People get on there, it gets clicks. And always remember those hashtags whenever you do that. The hashtags are like the biggest thing. Because when you put hashtag Celtics, hashtag Lakers, anytime they go to YouTube and they type in Lakers or they type in Celtics, our shit's going to pop up in the algorithm.
Okay.
Yep. That's how it works.
All right.
That's how it is.
So I'm definitely doing shorts.
I'm on it too.
3 or 4 shorts this game 1. And just
I'm down.
Just drop them. Let's do that. Let's both do shorts during the games.
I'm so hype. I love this. I love that my team